Ford just quietly rewrote the entire F-150 engine lineup for 2027, and almost nobody's talking about it yet. Not a redesign, not a trim shuffle, an actual engine swap that could mean you walk into a dealership, pick the upgraded truck, and end up with less capability than the model it replaced. I'm going to show you exactly which engine to pick, which one to avoid completely if you tow anything, and one rule buried in the leaked order guide that could quietly wreck your build sheet if nobody warns you about it. Let's get into it. Quick thing before we start, for anyone newer to trucks. EcoBoost is just Ford's name for its turbocharged engines, smaller engines that use turbos to punch above their weight, so you get big engine power with better fuel economy. Every engine we're about to talk about follows that same idea, just at different sizes and power levels. Okay, now let's get into the changes. Here's the headline. For 2027, Ford is ripping the 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 out of the F-150 lineup entirely. Gone. That's been the base engine for years, and it's being replaced by the twin-turbo 3.0-liter EcoBoost, the same engine already running in the Explorer, the Bronco, and the Ranger Raptor. That's just the opening move. Ford is also bringing V8 power back to the top trims. But the engine everyone's actually asking me about, the one this whole video is built around, is the 3.5-liter EcoBoost. Because depending on which version you get, this might be the smartest engine in the entire lineup right now. Here's why. Why kill the 2.7? On paper, it's confusing. The 2.7 and the new 3.0 are both part of Ford's Nano engine family, so they share a lot of the same DNA. The most likely reason is simplification. Fewer unique engines for Ford to build and service across the F-150, Bronco, and Ranger. Fewer variants, lower costs for Ford, and probably a modest power bump for you. Nothing's official yet, but leaked order guides suggest the 3.0 could land north of 400 horsepower in this application. That would make it a real upgrade over the old base engine, not just a rename. But if you're buying this truck to actually work, to tow, to haul, to earn its keep, the base engine conversation barely matters. The real story is the 3.5. And this is where it gets serious. The standard 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 is rated at 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque, and it's available across most of the lineup, not locked behind some ultra-premium trim. That torque number is the one that actually matters day to day, because peak torque shows up low in the rev range, exactly when you need it pulling a trailer off the line or loaded down on a job site. Ford's own numbers back this up. Spec the 3.5 with the Super Crew cab, four-wheel drive, and the Max trailer tow package, and you're looking at a 13,500-pound towing capacity and over 2,400 pounds of max payload. That's not good for a V6. That's the single most capable engine in the entire F-150 lineup for towing, ahead of the V8, ahead of the hybrid. If you tow anything heavier than a weekend camper, this is the engine, full stop. Now here's the part that separates people who actually understand this platform from people just repeating spec sheets. There isn't one 3.5 EcoBoost, there's two. The high-output version is a completely different animal. 450 horsepower, a 50 horsepower jump over the standard 3.5, and it's the base engine in the Raptor. This isn't a tune or a chip. It's a different level of engineering built for sustained abuse, desert running, high-speed off-road, the kind of punishment that would cook a lesser engine in 20 minutes. And if 450 still isn't enough, there's the supercharged 5.2-liter V8 in the Raptor R, 720 horsepower, 640 pound-feet of torque. That's supercar territory in a pickup truck. Now, the other headline. Ford is bringing the 5.0-liter V8 back to the top trims, King Ranch and Platinum, after pulling it. Why now? Look at the competition. Ram brought the Hemi back. GM is doubling down on V8s across the Silverado and Sierra. There's a real customer base that wants the sound and the simplicity of a naturally aspirated V8, even when the turbocharged engines are putting up better numbers on paper. Ford listened. So for 2027, you're not just picking horsepower anymore, you're picking a philosophy. Turbocharged towing dominance or old-school V8 character. And here's the detail I promised you, the one that could actually cost you money if you don't catch it. Buried in the leaked order guide. The tow/haul package is not available with the new 3.0-liter EcoBoost. Read that again. If towing matters to you at all, the new base engine locks you out of the one package built specifically for towing. That single rule pushes most serious buyers straight to the 3.5 by default, not because it's flashier, but because it's the only real choice left once you actually read the fine print. This is exactly the kind of detail that gets buried under horsepower headlines and ends up mattering more than any number on the spec sheet. So here's the simple version. Not towing anything serious? The 3.0 EcoBoost is a fine, modern base engine. Just skip it if towing matters, for the reason we just covered. Want the best all-around balance of power, efficiency, and towing? The standard 3.5 EcoBoost is the sweet spot in this entire lineup, and it's not close. Want V8 character and willing to pay for the top trims? The 5.0 is back for King Ranch and Platinum. Building or buying a Raptor? The high-output 3.5 is your baseline, with the supercharged 5.2 Raptor R sitting above it for anyone chasing the absolute ceiling of what Ford will sell you in a half-ton truck. None of this is officially confirmed by Ford yet. This is all coming from leaked dealer order guides. But if the pattern holds, expect an official reveal in the coming months, and I'll be on it the second it drops. If this saved you from speccing the wrong engine, that's exactly why I make these videos. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the follow-up when dealer units actually hit the lot. And tell me in the comments, EcoBoost or V8 for 2027? I read every one. See you in the next video.